Stay classy, Golden Eagles. So this is going to be lesson 3 with our book of Harriet, a picture book of Harriet Tubman. Either included in yesterday's lesson or in today's lesson, there's going to be a document that you need all of you guys to go ahead and pull up. It's titled A Picture Book of Harriet Tubman Student Worksheets. So go ahead and pull that up. You may have used it yesterday for day 2, but you're definitely going to need it today for day 3. Okay, so go ahead and pull that up. Hit pause, pull that up, then come back and join me. Okay, so guys, you're going to reference this document quite a few times. So over the last couple lessons, or the last 2 lessons, you guys have been making inferences from this book to help you better understand what's happening in text. You can also use this strategy to figure out why something happens or what causes an event to happen as it does. Okay, so it's kind of like a predictor type of a thing. Today you're going to explore why some things happen as they did in this book. So I'm going to reread one page really quick. And you're going to reread this on your own here coming up, but hold on. In 1858, Harriet met John Brown, a leader in the movement to end slavery. He called her one of the best and bravest people in America. He called her General Tubman. Okay, so even though Harriet Tubman was not a soldier, she did have some very soldier qualities. She was brave and a few other things. I don't want to give away the spoilers. But John Brown still called her General Tubman. Now, you may be asking, some of you are asking yourselves, what is a general? And others may know that. A general is the highest ranking position that an army officer can have. So in the Navy, the equivalent would be admiral. In the Air Force, it's general as well. But general and admiral are as top level as you can get in the military for either the Army general or the Navy admiral, okay? And there's different levels of general. It's like 1-star general, 2-star, 3-star, 4-star, and the top level 5-star. But when you when you are given the rank as a general, you are one of the most influential, important people in all of the military. So what kind of qualities do you think would a general need to be a good leader? Why don't you go ahead and think about that question, hit pause, and then come back. Okay, so the question that I wanted you guys to think about is what qualities as a person do you think a general will need to have? When I think about it, you need to be someone who's smart, someone who's strategic, making good plans, making good decisions. You need to be someone who inspires other people, because as a general, you're going to have to at times ask of your troops to put their life on the line and to do other things that may be very dangerous. So you have to be inspirational. You have to be strong. You have to be respected. And you also have to be in a position and have to be the type of person that your soldiers can come to you if you have difficulties and help them out. So you have to be very worldly and be able to give good advice, basically. So you guys don't have your student response books anymore. Those are still in your desks at school. But what you do have is that document I spoke about earlier. It's titled A Picture Book of Harriet Tubman Student Worksheets. I want you to scroll down on that onto about halfway down through page 1 to where it says Day 3 Resources. Here's what I want you to do. There's directions on what I want you to do here, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to read just below where it says directions. It says at the very top of page 2, it says an excerpt from a picture book this one that we've been reading, and it's exactly what I just read to you plus a little bit more, okay? So here's what I want you guys to do. I want you to follow along with the directions that start with Day 3 Resources, and it says directions and has directions 1 through 5, and then I want you guys to go ahead and follow those. So what you guys will be doing is you're going to read the excerpt that's on this document on page 3. You're going to reread it, and then I want you to underline or bold. You can do that in the Google Doc by highlighting the words and then clicking. If you look kind of next to where the number is for the font size, just to the right, there's a letter U with a line underneath it. Guess what? That's underlined. Then I want you to underline at least 2 different sentences, okay? Then with those 2 sentences that you underline, I want you to scroll down even farther, and you have a table set up that we've practiced with before. It's what I read and what I inferred. So you'll copy and paste or just type in on the left-hand side where it says what I read, and then on the right-hand side, I want you to type in what you inferred from those 2 sentences that you highlighted or underlined, okay? So you're going to come up with 2 different what I reads and what I inferred. Does that make sense? Okay? So go ahead and then do those 2 activities. And let me make sure on, don't turn it in just yet. Does that make sense? Because you're gonna need this document for day number 4. And the video that goes along with day number 4 will explain that activity. But go ahead, read that excerpt twice, underline a couple different things, put it into what I read, make 2 inferences for each of those things that you underline. An important thing to know, guys, is that writers often don't explain things or explain why characters do what they do. It's instead your job as a reader to infer it, okay? And figuring out why characters behave as they do help you as a reader to better understand what you've read. So in the next lesson, you're going to practice this again, but you're going to do it with a nonfiction book. So if you're kind of a little foreshadowing, a little predicting, find a either a fiction or a nonfiction book. It doesn't have to be a nonfiction for this next one. That's the end of lesson 2. Stay classy, Golden Eagles. Or at lesson 3. Stay classy, Golden Eagles.